Okay, let's talk about one of the most common and, let's be honest, frustrating sleep mysteries out there. You know that moment when you find yourself wide awake in the dead of night for what feels like absolutely no reason at all? Does this sound familiar? You're in the middle of a great sleep. You're deep in a dream. And then, ping, your eyes are wide open. You glance at the clock and yep, there it is. That same annoyingly specific time, somewhere between 3 and 5 in the morning. Now, here's what's so fascinating. The culprit probably isn't a weird noise from outside or some bad dream you were having. And no, it's not ghosts. The answer is actually biological, and it has everything to do with your body's fuel supply. So let's start decoding this so-called witching hour. We're going to treat this just like a mystery, and I promise, by the end of this, you'll feel like a detective who's totally cracked the case. Just picture it. You've had a long day, you've finally wound down, you're tucked in bed, and you are deep in a peaceful, wonderful sleep. Everything is going exactly as it should. And then it happens. It feels like a silent alarm just went off inside your head. There was no sound, no reason, you're just suddenly awake. It's so predictable, you could almost set your watch by it. To really get the why behind this, we have to pull back the curtain and see what's actually going on inside your brain while you think you're just sleeping. Because you see, your body might be resting, but your brain, oh, it's working overtime. Sleep is basically your brain's night shift. It's incredibly busy. It's organizing memories, cleaning out all the gunk that builds up during the day. It's basically repairing and regenerating itself to get you ready for tomorrow. It's a massive job. And just like any factory that's running a 24/7 operation, all of this super important work is extremely energy intensive. It needs a steady, constant supply of fuel to keep everything running the way it's supposed to. But what happens when that fuel supply starts to run low? Well, your body has this amazing built-in emergency system. You can think of it as a biological alarm clock, and it's designed to wake you up whenever it senses trouble. Imagine your immediately available energy, your blood sugar, is like a small fuel tank. After hours and hours of your brain working so hard all night, that tank can start to get dangerously low. And this often happens, you guessed it, right around that 3 a.m. mark. When your body senses this low fuel state, it basically hits a big red panic button. And that panic button releases a hormone called cortisol. You probably know it as the stress hormone, but its real job is to get your body ready for action during an emergency. And this sets off a whole chain reaction. First, your brain, on its night shift, burns through all its easy access energy. Second, that causes your blood sugar to dip way down. Third, your body perceives this as an emergency and sounds the alarm by releasing cortisol. And fourth, that spike of cortisol is what literally pops your eyes open. Now, here's the crucial thing to understand. Your body isn't trying to ruin your night. It's just operating on this ancient primal survival program that says, warning, fuel is critically low. Wake up and find food immediately. It's a false alarm in our modern world, but it's a very, very effective one. So, now that we've diagnosed the problem, let's get to the good part, the solution. How do we prevent this biological alarm from going off so you can finally get a full night of uninterrupted rest? The biggest clue is right there in the message your brain is sending you. The entire purpose of that cortisol spike is to get you to refuel. The message isn't worry about work or check your phone, it's simply go eat. This leads us to a fix that is actually surprisingly simple. For a quick, immediate solution, having a small, balanced snack before bed can give your brain that slow-burning fuel it needs to make it all the way through the night. For a more long-term fix, focusing on a daily routine that keeps your blood sugar stable can prevent that nightly dip altogether. And the result of making this simple adjustment? You just sail right past that 3 a.m. alarm call, your cortisol levels stay nice and low, and you get that peaceful, deep, and uninterrupted sleep that your brain and your body have been craving. So, the next time you find yourself staring at the ceiling in the early hours, don't get frustrated. Remember, it's not a malfunction, it's a message. It's simply asking for a little more fuel. If you listen to it, you can sleep right through the night. So the real question isn't why you're awake, but what is your body trying to tell you at 3 a.m.?